All right, so first things first, how are you?
I'm okay, but chilly. But
Chilling.
yeah,
Okay.
apart from that, I'm all right. How are
That's
you?
good. I'm okay. Not too bad. It's the same. It's snowy and cold outside, but luckily I'm inside at the moment, so that's good. So before we get into the new record, what I want to do is jump back a little bit to kind of the ending of the previous record and kind of what happened after. So first off, what is your memory of kind of that previous album cycle, that album cycle for the debut record? How do you feel about it now?
I remember like it being very sort of full on. So it's quite strange because this time it's so different. Yeah, I remember it just being like gig. We're going here, we're going there. With like interviews, blah 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 blah, and being just so busy, which I did quite enjoy.
Okay.
And going like, oh wait, did we release the album before we went to America? I think, yeah, we went and after we'd released the album, and that was amazing.
When you're in that kind of roller coaster thing, like you say, gigs every day almost, and doing all that other stuff around it, can you enjoy what you're doing? Is it fun? And especially the band was quite young at that point as well.
I feel like, I don't know, at the beginning when we started, was having a bit like too much fun, and then it would take its toll massively. And you kind of have to remember I think it's important to have fun, definitely, but then also have like an air of professionalism about it as well. And yeah, it's not like a holiday. You have to like
when that whole tour and that cycle was finished, what was the mindset within the band? Where were you mentally as a group?
Well, yeah, that was like a weird time because it was sort of kind of in the middle of the cycle. Naima said that she was going to leave because we'd done like tours. We'd done some tours earlier in the year, and then went to America and Japan and done like festivals. But then when we had our tour for, I think it was in October or November, I can't remember. And so it was quite chaotic because we had to sort of find someone new, and it was like also very sad. So it's quite a weird time.
When did you find Holly? Because I believe she was in that whole windmill kind of scene in London. And what did she change the way the band operated creatively, and how kind of now this new album has come together? Did she have a big influence on that?
I think because I guess me, Lottie, Ellie and Naima had been doing it for like a good few years, and then even before that, those three had been sort of Goat Girl since they were like 15, 16. So it definitely did get kind of set in some sort of way, and you kind of just get into habits. And then with like Holly coming, it was like an opportunity to mix things up, and she had kind of like synths that we'd like never used before, like would never, I don't know, we'd never have had them because they're very expensive, and basically kind of started afresh in a way, because it was like a new record and it was coming completely from a new place. So it definitely like shook things up for the better.
And I believe for the band it was a very welcome shift in musical direction, because you all had been interested in a more electronic element as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think we were all quite keen to try new things and get out of our comfort zone a bit, and like expand on the sound.
Because one thing I find interesting when not all of the songs, but with some of the songs, you can definitely hear that it was that it kind of originated out of a lot of jamming and experimentation amongst the group. So what was it like those early stages of writing those songs? Was it just the four of you in the room just trying stuff out?
Yeah, it like kind of literally was that. And sometimes it would get a bit, I don't know. I feel like sometimes we just get really frustrated and like nothing would come out, and like one of us would like not like it and go off in a huff or something. And then other times we'd get something and it'd be really good, and we'd basically just do it over and over again. Everyone like get their parts. But yeah, because we had those times, we kind of did that when we were in Ellie's mum's garage, which is kind of where a lot of like the bare bones of the songs came about. And then we went to this farm like 2 years ago, actually, sort of exactly 2 years ago. So we could flesh out the ideas and sort of turn them more into songs. So it kind of, yeah, we'd kind of have both of those aspects. We'd be like, right, let's just play around. And then when we'd find something good, yeah, take the time to like work on that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, because one thing I found quite interesting is that you, for one song, you kind of switched instruments, and you actually played guitar, and I believe Lottie played drums. So was it just a lot of? Did you have anything in mind of what you wanted to accomplish in a way, or was it completely open?
It was pretty much completely open. I think we all just, because it had been such a hectic few years as well, I think we all just wanted to basically just have fun and not take it too seriously. And so that meant, yeah, switching up instruments, and we weren't really playing our native instruments originally that much. I think we all wanted a break from them, and then to be able to come back to them with like fresh ears and then be like, oh, I love this again. Like, yeah.
Right, that makes sense though. And you say a hectic year, and now I don't know, or a hectic time for the band, and I don't know the timelines of each of you individually, but on a personal level, a lot of things had happened as well. I mean, I believe Ellie was diagnosed with lymphoma, if I'm not mistaken, and obviously you had some things that you went through. So, what was that like, and kind of dealing with those personal issues alongside of trying to make a record? Or was the record already done by then, or?
Well, yeah, the record, Ellie was diagnosed when we were mixing.
Okay.
So yeah, that was like very, very hard. And just a lot of emotions sort of going around. But then we kind of knew, because this was before like Corona and everything,
right? And
we knew like, right, we're just going to stop now. Like, we did the record, and then we went to master it in 2020, and yeah, Ellie had been diagnosed, and but then we were like, yeah, we'll master it, and then we're just gonna stop things. Like, we're just have a break, wait for Ellie's health to get better, because that's like the most important thing.
Right.
Yeah.
When something like that happens, obviously that's very difficult to deal with. How did it affect the band? Were you worried that maybe the band would stop at some point, and that you wouldn't be able to continue as the band as it was, or were those kind of thoughts around, or were you very confident that this album would be released and that? Yeah.
Well, I think because we'd done the album, we knew that it would be released, but because we knew, we knew that it was all completed. And I guess I don't think any of us were really thinking about that. We were kind of all just thinking about like Ellie. Like, it didn't really obviously it's like the most important thing to us, but at the end of the day, like everyone's health comes first, because if we're not healthy, then we can't do Goat Girl. Like we all have to be well to be able to do it.
Right. Well, let's dive into the album then a little bit more, because well, there's a like I mentioned, sonically it's somewhat different from the previous album, but I would say lyrically as well, there's a more of a, I don't know how to describe this, a sense of wisdom or something on the record. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's a bit more like reflective, I guess. A bit less angry, like.
But is that representative of where the band, both collectively and individually, was as that album was written?
I think, yeah, like from being, well, I guess I can't speak for Lottie, but I don't know, she's definitely talked about that, like where those lyrics came from on the first album was, yeah, a sort of big place of anger and frustration. And then, yeah, I think just as you grow up, you just, yeah, I just learned so much in the last like 5 years, and my understanding of the world is kind of, it's still sort of the same, but I kind of understand how it works now, and maybe, I don't know.
Is there
you kind of,
oh, sorry.
No, sorry, you go.
No, I was going to say, is there one example that you can share of something that you've kind of realized or discovered in the last couple of years, and that kind of helped you along the way?
I guess it's something it's maybe made me more existential than anything. It's like, I don't know, things are always going to be shit until capitalism is abolished. Like, I don't know, before I thought maybe there'd be a possibility of like reform and stuff, but I don't believe that. Like, I don't think there's no equality or justice like under the systems that we live in, and that there's no possibility for it, I don't think.
One of the things, for instance, that is discussed on the album is climate change and kind of the effects of it. How did that become a prominent subject or for you?
Well, I guess it's been kind of something that's definitely been affecting the world for like a long time. But then with certain groups and like activists kind of bringing more attention to it, I guess was maybe the inspiration for those lyrics. And I think, yeah, one thing I just got like so inspired by, when was it? Like last year? No, it can't have been last year because nothing happened last year. And then the year before, like going to like a youth climate protests and just finding it so inspiring, and just seeing all these kids like fucking just like basically having a party and just like blocking up like the whole of central London. And I just found that as so inspiring.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I can imagine how that's, especially if you see the younger generations willing to take time out of their days to do something like that. That's very encouraging, I would say. What I like then, and I don't know if this is a good segue, I don't know if that's a word, but in the song The Crack, which is more of a fictionalization of kind of a post-apocalyptic world, and us moving into space, was that then did that come out of something real, kind of with the thought of, well, if we continue like this might be a possible future, or was it just more of a fictional thing?
I guess, yeah, because Ellie wrote those lyrics, but when we were kind of writing the album, when we went to that farm, we were sort of watching Star Wars, and I feel like we were all kind of like quite influenced by like sci-fi as well. And I guess it's sort of, yeah, the idea of that maybe being a possibility. I mean, and it already kind of is, because I feel like the idea that Ellie wrote about in the song is quite a bit more positive and like utopian. But then the way it's actually going, like with Elon Musk, he's like going to colonize Mars, and this is I don't know. That's kind of the reality of it. I feel it's not going to be this thing of like, oh, we can all just move to this place. It's like, no, if you're rich.
Well, I don't want to go there anyway. I wouldn't ever want to go.
No, I don't want to go. But yeah.
Well, that's interesting then, because you mentioned also kind of that the album, the lyrics are more reflective. Is there a piece of lyric that can be something you came up with yourself or somebody else that really stands out for you lyrically? Maybe just a line or something?
Can't even remember any of them now.
Well, I have a couple written down, but
I feel like I really love the lyrics in Pest. Yeah, or there's that one. It's like, I have no shame when I say step the fuck away. Like, I really like that one.
Am I right in saying that song was written based off of how the media named a weather storm?
Yeah. Basically, it's like me and Lottie kind of went to Dan's second studio in massive snowstorm, and I think it was like April. So yeah, it was very kind of out of the blue. But then all of the news headlines were like, "The beast from the east," and just like, I don't know, just racist headlines basically. And so it's kind of inspired by that and flipped, I guess.
And I find it very strange, especially in this day and age, the way the media portrays certain things or tries to sell certain things. And as a somewhat of a public figure within a band, and then I mean social media, everybody has their opinions and blah blah blah. What has that been like for you, both personally and as a band, to have people comment or the media comment on what you do?
Been quite crazy, but I guess it's forced me to know more of what I'm talking about as well, because you believe something, but being able to, I guess, articulate something is a lot different, and that's something I've kind of been trying to work on a lot. And I'm still like not that good at articulating myself, but getting a bit better. I think I feel very blessed to kind of have that platform, but also it doesn't come like, there's a reason we have it, and it's like it does come from a place of privilege as well. And I think it's important to notice that and try and like platform other people alongside.
Yeah, because I can't remember exactly what it was, but you had this sign on your house that I believe, I can't remember what it was about, but as a band, or maybe just you personally, you are very involved in local and politics in a way, or at least engage with it. Why do you think, especially for younger generations, why is that so important?
I think because it's just becoming clear, like that's the only way that you're going to get help. And I just think, it's very important to engage with your community and just, know what's going on, know like the kind of structures that are put in place, and like the council are basically not there to help you. Like they kind of get in the way of people trying to do good. I think, just sort of learning stuff like that. And I think just, a lot of young people just, it's become very clear that there's not many prospects for us. So it's very like disheartening, but then, builds that fire in you to kind of fight back, I guess.
with that in mind, and I'm going to round off now, but with that in mind, how have you coped with being kind of stuck at home as much as you are and not being able to exercise your passion in a way to be on stage? And
yeah, I'm very lucky because I live with like my best friends. So I feel very lucky in that sense. And I don't know if I am coping. I don't know.
Okay.
But then it's become just so normal now. I'm still like trying to figure it out, I feel. And I still haven't like even processed the effect it's going to have on the music industry. Like I haven't even brought my head round to that yet. I'm just like, I don't know, just trying to like survive each day.
Fair enough, one day at a time.
Yeah.
Last thought then. Have you been writing in this period at all as a collective or just you yourself?
Yeah, we've all sort of just been writing on our own for now. And then, yeah, I'm hoping, when we can come together, then we'll just have like so many ideas and just like, my idea, no, my idea. And then we'll just,
Double three within a year.
Yeah, maybe we'll just like get in loads of fights, maybe because we all like, I don't know what our idea.
What it's like to be around each other anymore.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting one. I definitely think once people I think people don't realize how good it is to have some time for yourself at some point. And once we go back to just be constantly being around other people, that's going to be a strange thing.
Yeah, I'll probably like spontaneously combust.
At least a couple of people, I think. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me and talk about the record and everything. I hope all goes well. And
yes.
I can't wait to see. Well, let's keep it positive and let's hope that you get to play live very, very soon.
Yes, we will. We need to just will it into existence.